Mental Health Mind Matters is at the museum, and it will be here from October 3rd to January 10th. The Mental Health Mind Matters exhibit was produced by the Science Center of Minnesota in conjunction with the Finnish Science Center and advised by the National Alliance of Mental Illness. We made this decision to bring this exhibit to Fort Collins in 2018, obviously not knowing what our current state would be in 2020. And actually, we surveyed the community, talked to some stakeholders about whether we should bring this exhibit in as planned in the fall of 2020. And through those conversations, we quickly learned that we absolutely should bring it in and have it be accessible to our community. Really, the goal of this exhibit is to build conversations, to break down stigmas, and further understanding and conversations about empathy towards the mental health challenges.
This is really an exhibit that truly is for all ages. It is something, as we opened our doors in early October to everybody in the community, we've seen, children as young as 2 years old, all the way up to 80s plus who are visiting this exhibit and getting something out of it. It really focuses on a lot of different lenses about the conversation of mental health. I think as we've talked about bringing this exhibit into the community, there have been many questions about what the actual exhibit would look like, what the content would say. And truly, if you're somebody who has more of a history lens or an educational lens or the science lens, or you're more of an experiential person, this exhibit is a very approachable way to have conversation about the topic of mental health. And so it talks through everything from sharing experiences that people have, whether it's bipolar disorder or schizophrenia or depression or simple coping mechanisms that we all work through. It goes through a wide variety of topics that you can really immerse yourself in and walk away feeling as though you have not only a better understanding, but you have the tools to be able to talk through, what mental health means for you, for your friends, your family, your, the community, your colleagues. And one of the things that truly is really great about this exhibit is that it is in 3 different languages. So it's presented in English, Spanish, and French. And we have seen people interacting with the exhibit in all 3 languages. So something, again, that we're really happy to have. One of the great things about this exhibit overall and what it has allowed us to do as a museum and us to do with the community is bring in stakeholders to be able to help us with programming and resource connection. The purpose of this exhibit, of course, is to further the conversation on mental health. But also, what can we do at this point in time as a community to better connect with each other on resources and through that conversation? So in the exhibit, there's a resource center. And in addition to providing information about all the various resources that we have here locally or regionally on mental health and getting assistance, we've also partnered with all these different organizations and agencies to actually bring programming, free programming in a virtual and physical setting to people to be able to work through different issues that they themselves find at this point in time or maybe have been working through in their lives over time. We're incredibly proud of these partnerships that we have worked through. You can go to svmod.org and be able to find information on different programs that we have available, things anywhere from parenting during a pandemic to ask an expert, where you can ask questions to individuals and experts at Alliance for Suicide Prevention or Summit Stone Health. Great opportunities for people to connect on the topic of mental health beyond actually visiting the exhibit. So we especially want to thank, of course, all of our major sponsors who are able to help us bring this exhibit in and, of course, make it accessible to the community during this time. So wonderful supporters here. In particular, we really want to thank the City of Fort Collins, the Mayor, City Council, City Manager Atterbury, Deputy City Manager Kelly DiMartino. Really, your help to bring this exhibit, and not only the exhibit, but the museum, to make sure that it can be free to the community during this time is something that we have already seen pay out. It is just wonderful to see the increase in attendance, of course, socially distanced and masked up. But we are so happy to be able to offer the museum to be free during this time. So for those of you who don't know, the museum is actually free through the whole run of the exhibit. So whether you come and visit the mental health exhibit or you want to take your family or your friends just to come in and see the museum, you're more than welcome to do that anytime you want, as many times as you want, Wednesday through Sunday, 10 to 6. We just, of course, ask that you reserve your tickets in advance, but we're incredibly grateful. We invite everybody to come.